All right, guys, we're just counting down to what could be a quiet opening. We did a lot of the marathon running yesterday, so perhaps taking a bit of a breather this morning. You never know. The momentum is with the bulls, definitely. Gurmeet Chadha is still with us, so let's just get some more stocks out of the way. Gurmeet, the tyre space has really been active lately with strong numbers coming in from MRF and CIAT. Apollo Tyres will be, reporting numbers today and expected to be a strong set there as well. Is it too late to enter this party, or is there still some more time to go?
I would agree. I think the prices have caught up, and I think OEMs probably offer better risk reward purely from a valuation point of view. So I think maybe with some rural recovery, Hero posted decent set of numbers after a long time. So I think and I'm underpinning the fact that rural recovery is the key. Also, some of the tractor makers, something like an M&M, which still trades at 14-15 times. The tractor business will be important to watch out for. They've done very well on the SUV side, with back-to-back 5 successful launches. Good capital allocation after a long time. Has corrected about 10-15% after almost touching 1400. Farm equipment business looks good. So it's a good play overall with decent valuations. Ancillaries we are tracking, continue to track Minda. We saw some pickup from the lows. I think we'll be keenly watching how this alloy wheel thing plays out this year. They're adding almost the same capacities in the next 2 years, which they've added in last 20 years. So probably the kit value per car hopefully should double in next 2 to 3 years. We are tracking JBM, Endurance, and some of the other names as well. And I think with this recent report of Indian Oil on ban on diesel from 2027, I think this would be interesting to watch more from a long-term perspective.
Gurmeet, a company close to where you are, Rate Gain, any thoughts? Do you own it? Do you know the company?
Not much, and I think it's done pretty well. It is favorite for few fund managers who have loaded on and done pretty well for us, but not in our coverage.
Okay, just a few more names. Manappuram, which has had a lot of trouble recently. Gurmeet, I don't know if you have any thoughts there. And then the stock like Balaji Amines, which has done extremely poorly. They're adding capacity. Any thoughts there? Go on.
So Gold Finance, Prashant, are not too constructive for multiple reasons. One is, if you look at, for example, SGFC, the combined entity just has 0.6% market share in gold loans, right? So I think banks are going to get very aggressive, and at some point of time, the yields will have some pressure, although there are some segments which will not overlap between Muthoot, Manappuram and banks. But I think that's one area which will see very heightened competition now, because even the credit growth now to sustain 15-20%, banks will probably need to expand more. As I said, I'm more constructive on affordable housing because that's one segment banks don't compete. Banks are not going to give a loan in, let's say, Kota in Rajasthan, or a micro lap of 5 lakh rupees in, let's say, a Nakodar in Punjab, right? So those are the places.
So talk to us about home. So talk to us about home first. I mean, is it the overhang of PE selling which is keeping the stock where it is for the last 2-3 years, or is it something else? Because growth rates are 30, northwards of 30-35%.
Yeah, so some of it is overhang, Prashant, and some of it is how the stock is done. They operate in a very specific geography. And as I said, this UPI integration, giving loans to informal segment, which was first addressed by the local lenders, I think is a big move. I've personally seen Equitas, small finance bank guys sitting with a Kirana store in a remote location, making their financials basis UPI transaction, and then giving a micro lap of, let's say, 5 lakh against his retail store. And that trend is picking up, and that's what you will start seeing that. And so some of these niche names, in my view, purely from the long term and credit inclusion, offers great opportunities, and their yields are very good. They operate at 15-16%. Then the banks buy over their portfolio as part of the PSL. So the overall arrangement is pretty nice. So I'm more constructive there, versus pure gold finance names.
All right. Well, just stay on. I do want your thoughts on MGL, because looks like that could be one of the big movers in trade. By the way, Kansai Nerolac is really piling on the gains this morning. So in pre-opening, Kansai is up 5.5%. As Mangalam was telling us a while back, very strong numbers coming through from the company this time. So the street likes that. But MGL is the other one that has an operational beat this time. Sonal is here to give us the fine print. Sonal, over to you.
Thanks a lot for that. Well, yes, it was a strong set coming in from Mahanagar Gas. It was expected to do well, but it has beaten those expectations as well. So if we look at the revenues, they are largely in line with what the street was working with at 1610 crore rupees versus a poll of 1633 crore rupees. EBITDA, however, was up 52% on a sequential basis, higher than the poll at 390 crore rupees, and margins at 24.2% versus a poll of 20.4%. Profits too accordingly are higher at 270 crore rupees versus a poll of 206 crore rupees. So while it is an operational beat, volumes were slightly lower. The expectation was for volumes to go up by 2% on a sequential basis. They are down 1% sequentially, but up 6% on a YY basis to come in at 3.4 MMSCMD. But if we look at the EBITDA margin per unit, it has come in at 12.8 rupees per SCM, which is at a 7-quarter high. So that really bodes well for the company. Jeffrey says that they expect strong earnings in the second half of FY24, even better than that what we saw right now because of falling LNG prices. And they will also look out for management guidance on volumes post the price cut that these companies have taken in April. They have a target price of 1100 rupees per share on the stock. Also, the management commentary we'll see at 4 p.m. in the conference call today.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. So very quickly, Gurmeet, before we let you go, any thoughts on MGL? I mean, is this a stock that you'd recommend?
Decent surprise on volume growth, but margins still a miss. Overall gas distribution, Sonia, if you see Parivahan data, the two-wheeler and the four-wheeler registration new sales is now in double digit. And I think this percentage is only going to improve. Plus, there is frequent intervention in policies. Earlier, there was exclusive GA for all operators. I think that's also something would be there. So I think with too much government intervention and this EV disruption, prefer to stay away for now.
Okay, all right. Gurmeet, thanks so much for joining in and congratulations. I believe today is 1 year since you launched your PMS. So congratulations and wishing you and your team all the best. Well,